What's up, everybody? One thing I've been talking about recently on my channel is how I really want to add more statues into my collection, and this is something I've already been working on, and I especially want to focus on it this year. I will still continue to mainly focus on collecting Funko Pops because that is how I got into collecting. But yeah, I really like the idea of having more statues into my collection. And one thing that Funko Pops and statues have in common is that you just sit them there and they look cool. You don't have to worry about posing them or anything. I'm really not big on posing figures. So yeah, I really want to add more statues into my collection. And I already started that off this year with this Bane statue, which I actually saw in store, and I'd been eyeing it online. I was, thinking I was going to add this into my collection eventually. But once I actually saw it up close in store, I was like, yeah, now is the time to go ahead and pick this up. And I'm really glad that I went ahead and got this. This is a gallery diorama, and they call it a diorama because you see the base of the statue here is actually part of one of the tanks from the movie The Dark Knight Rises. And yeah, it definitely evokes the scene where he was standing up on the tank, basically speaking to the public and riling everybody up. And yeah, I think this is pretty movie accurate. It definitely represents the character very well. The clothing looks realistic. It does look somewhat like Tom Hardy, maybe not perfectly, but enough like him to really evoke the character and the actor. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. And I think this is the only Bane item that I have in my collection. Definitely don't have the pop figure. That is vaulted. It's very pricey on the second market. And honestly, the look of that pop is kind of outdated to me at this point. Some of those older pops, they just don't really interest me anymore in terms of design. So I would much rather actually have this statue. And again, very happy to have this one in my collection. Now, I am going to get into some other statues that I want to pick up throughout this year. And I do want to be clear, though, that there are some maybes here. Even though I'm calling this my most wanted statues, there are a couple of maybes. I'll see exactly how things pan out. Now, this statue here, Rhino, based off of the way that he looked in the PS4 game, I actually saw this in store as well. And I was actually debating between Bane and Rhino. Obviously, Bane won out, but part of the reason that Bane won out is because I think I'd have really been wanting Bane for longer. And then also, Rhino is huge. This is a massive statue. So I really want to be better set up, and have a good spot for Rhino before I actually pick him up. But yeah, I'm definitely going to add Rhino into my collection. I would say that he is a sure thing. It's just a matter of time. Again, I really like this design for the character based off the PS4 game. Even though I feel like some of the supporting villains within that game probably should have had a little bit more time, to really shine. But regardless, yeah, this is a really cool interpretation of the character. So we're getting in here to some more DC characters I'd like to have added in terms of statues. This Joker bust, I've actually seen this in the store previously, one of my local comic book shops. It was there for a while. I didn't pull the trigger on it because I was kind of focusing on some other items, especially Funko Pops, and then this eventually sold. So I haven't actually seen it in store again since then. But if I can track this down, I really would like to have it. I think it's a really interesting take on the Joker. I've just never seen the Joker with so many weapons before. It's like I said, it's just a surprising look for the character, but the expression on his face, the face is really well done. So yeah, if I come across this again, definitely one I want to add into my collection. The Lex Luthor here, I have seen this around. This is by Kidrobot, and Kidrobot, they also did the Damian Wayne Robin that you see here along with Bathound. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Kidrobot at this point. The Lex Luthor is a bit iffy for me just because I already have another Lex Luthor in my collection now, which I'll address that a little bit later on. So yeah, that one's a bit iffy, but that Damian Wayne and Bathound, I really want that, but I want it at a good price. I've seen it in the store. I felt like the price was a little bit high, so yeah, I'm gonna wait and see if I can find that at a better deal. Now, I don't collect a lot of Deadpool. I do like the character, but I just feel like there's sort of Deadpool overkill at times. And I've previously had a lot of Deadpool Funko Pops in my collection, which I ended up getting rid of some of those. But when I saw this up close, and again, this is by Kidrobot, when I saw this Deadpool statue with the predominantly black outfit, it looks really good. Like if you see this up close, it is impressive. So that's another one. If I find it at the right price, if I'm happy with the price, then I may go for it. The Tony Stark Iron Man that you see here in the middle, I just kind of like this black and gold armor that he has, and this is Kidrobot as well. In fact, all of these here are. I don't feel like this Iron Man is a must, but I really do like the look of it. I actually have a pop with this color scheme that was a custom that was made by a friend, but it would be cool to have the statue, but it's not like something I absolutely have to have. Now, on the other hand, Cosmic Ghost Rider, this statue, as soon as I saw this announced, I was like, I'm getting that. I don't know exactly when this releases, but whenever this becomes available, I'm definitely going to pick it up. I do like that the helmet can be removed and you get a better look at the skull flame. And I actually read at least some of the Cosmic Ghost Rider comics. So yeah, I really like the design of that character. I'm looking forward to adding that into my collection. That is a definite. Now, I have seen more than one Sam Wilson Captain America statue around. It's not like an absolute must. It's something I would like to have in my collection at some point, especially with the series on the way. I'm a Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before this happens for me. And I will say this as well. I really hope to see a pop of this soon, sooner than later. I've seen a custom before of the Sam Wilson Captain America that was really well done. There was a point when Funko was actually planning to do this. It was going to be for the Civil War box, but then they changed their mind and they went with something that was a little bit safer, I guess, in their mind. But it would have been so nice to have this as a pop already. Maybe that'll happen eventually. And like I said, one of these statues, more than likely will end up in my collection eventually. Now, very recently, as a matter of fact, it would be the last video before this one, I shared some things that a viewer was nice enough to send my way. And one of the items that he sent me is actually this, well, technically, it's a Superman statue, but they have one of them that's a variant that looks like Lex Luthor. And that's why I said, now I have a Lex Luthor in my collection. I'm pretty happy with that one. And this viewer, I think he really kicked something off for me to where I'm considering getting some more Chris Uminga statues. That is the artist whose work inspired the statues that you see here. So I definitely want to get one of the Batman statues. When these were first revealed, I was a little bit thrown off by the expression on Batman's face. I was like, I've never seen Batman look that way, so that kind of threw me. But this is meant to be a very cartoonish interpretation of the character, so it has grown on me. So yeah, I would like to have at least one of the Batman. I like these two here. I think the one on the right is Entertainment Earth exclusive that was with one of the conventions, so that might be tougher to track down. But just one of the Batman done by Chris Uminga I would like to have. And then as far as Flash is concerned, if I could find the black Flash there, the villain variant of Flash, I'd be pretty happy with that one. So yeah, when it comes to the Chris Uminga statues, I can see myself picking up at least one or two more of them. Now, when it comes to collecting, I am not a big spender by any means. I definitely have not purchased anything major with Sideshow collectibles, but if I'm gonna splurge, I would definitely splurge on this Scarecrow statue. This is extremely impressive. And you see a better look at it here from different angles and everything. They do have a different head sculpt there in the bottom left. I actually don't like that one. I don't know, it just doesn't do anything for me. I like the original head sculpt much better, so I don't think I would pay extra to get that that variant head sculpt. And yeah, like I said, this is a pricey statue, but it's so impressive. And the Scarecrow is one of my favorite villains. I also love how he's standing on a grave and you see Robin coming up out of the grave. That's just such great detail, and the smoke rising up and everything. This is impressive. This would be an absolute showpiece to have in my collection. So like I said, if I'm going to splurge on something, this would be it. And something else here that's a little bit more expensive than I would normally pay for a collectible, but I think it's totally worth it. You see here Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy together. This just looks fantastic. This is for sure going into my collection. I already know about the price range, and I will say with statues, the price ranges do vary from company to company, so it's definitely best to shop around. But yeah, this is an absolute must for me. I really love the idea of having these two characters together, representing their relationship there. So yeah, this is awesome. I actually wish this was coming out even sooner, but I think this should at least be out by the summer. And some other Harley Quinn statues here I'm interested in. The one all the way to the left here, this artwork is, is based off of artwork from Jim Lee. And that one is actually available with GameStop. It's a GameStop exclusive. I'm just waiting for a good price on it, basically a price drop on it. A lot of times the statues that they have at GameStop, they come out around the $50 and up price range, but then they'll normally drop down to like $30 or so. I actually have a friend that was already able to grab that one around $30. So yeah, I know it's just a matter of time before I pick that one up. The one that you see here in the middle is based off of Injustice. And when I played Harley Quinn in the Injustice game, that's the actual color scheme that I went with. So I think that's pretty cool, you know, the pink and the blue there. So yeah, I'm just waiting to find that specific one because I have seen this statue, but I've seen it with the other color variants. So yeah, I absolutely want to get it with this particular color scheme. And then to the right here, you see another very cool Poison Ivy. Maybe not an absolute must-have, but if I were to come across it at a pretty decent price, then yeah, I would go for it because it really does have some nice detail to it. I think this one is by Kotobukiya as well, and that's why it has sort of that anime influence to it. Now, Engines of Chaos is another line coming up with DC Collectibles. You see my main focus here, of course, is on the Batman, which I don't think I really have to explain why I would want this. It just looks incredible. So much detail to it. You know, it's a very different look for Batman, but it definitely screams out Batman, especially with all the different bat symbols going on there. So yeah, this just looks really awesome. And the bottom right there, they do have a Poison Ivy for this line as well. I don't know, that one does not scream out Poison Ivy to me. It just looks like a strange character on a bike, pretty much. You know, it almost reminds me more of Squirrel Girl than Poison Ivy, so I'm not so crazy about that one. It does have some nice details to it. I mean, I do like the sort of zombified looking hand coming out of the basket, but yeah, I'm not so concerned about that one. There is another one that could be within this line, and that is Lobo. Right now, I think they just had the concept art on this one, but it looks like it's going to be massive. But yeah, that one, if it is actually produced and it looks as cool as this concept art, then maybe I would splurge for that. And I'm saying splurge because I'm going to assume that it would be pricey given the size that it would be. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that Lobo if it actually gets officially revealed. And then another statue that's an absolute must for me. I definitely want to get the Batman Who Laughs into my collection. There are already a couple of statues that are available, but I really want one that has the Robins along with it. And I know there's a one by Sideshow Collectibles that's definitely out of my price range, but this one here I think will be affordable, and the Robins look really well designed. The Batman Who Laughs is really well designed. It just looks so awesome. I also like how they're you know, you can see like the claws have been digging into the base, and the Robin right there in the front, he actually is scratching the base at that moment. So very cool detail there. And I actually read the Batman Who Laughs, the you know, the storyline there, and learning about who the Robins actually are is so twisted. It actually makes me like this even more. So yeah, that's an absolute must for me. And one statue that has not been revealed yet from any company is the Grim Knight, who is a part of the Batman Who Laughs storyline. But I think the Grim Knight is going to happen at some point. That'll be kind of crazy to see Batman all armored up with a whole bunch of guns on his back and all of that. If they do it that way, then yeah, I'm going to end up with a Grim Knight statue as well. So that is it, people. Those are the statues that I'm interested in. Like I said, I'm not going to try to get every single one of these that I went through, but I would like to have the majority of them by the end of the year. And I definitely want to hear from you. What statues are you interested in adding into your collection? If you don't have any statues at all, what would you like your first one to be? If you already have some statues in your collection, definitely let me know which ones you have or that you're proud of having into your collection. Also, if you have any suggestions for me, if there's any statues you think I should take a look at, please share that in the comments as well. But yeah, thank you all for taking the time to check out this video. I really do appreciate that. And I will talk to you all again real soon.